South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard appears to have lost control of both governments.
Well, for the first time in many weeks, Dolton trustees and Mayor Tiffany Henyard held a public meeting together, but not at Village Hall.
The drama in Dolton, Illinois, is unlike anything you've ever witnessed. A real-life political thriller with all the twists and turns of a Hollywood script. At the heart of the chaos is Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. From legal battles to financial scandals and an ever-growing list of adversaries, her story is filled with controversy. But what's really happening behind the scenes? And how far is Henyard willing to go to cling to power? Let's dive into this wild saga and uncover how a small-town mayor became the center of one of the most turbulent political dramas we've ever seen.
Home that she leased to Mayor Tiffany Henyard has filed eviction papers. She says Henyard has not paid her rent, and now
To set the scene, Tiffany Henyard was elected as the mayor of Dolton in 2021, which was a big deal at the time. Henyard, a young and ambitious politician, seemed like a fresh face who could lead the village toward a brighter future. But things quickly took a turn for the worse. Within weeks of taking office, she faced criticism for her spending habits and how she was running the town. And that was just the beginning. Fast forward to today, and Henyard's administration is in complete disarray. Oh, and did we mention she's also facing eviction from her own home? Yes, it's that bad. Let's start with the legal drama. Henyard has been at odds with the Dolton Village Board of Trustees for months after they began questioning her spending and some of her more, let's say, unusual decisions. The situation escalated to the point where the trustees took her to court, successfully obtaining a temporary restraining order against her. The order blocked several key appointments she had made, including a controversial pick for Police Chief Ronnie Burse Sr. The court ruled that Henyard didn't have the authority to make these appointments without the board's approval, but she went ahead and did it anyway. Classic Tiffany.
Is teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
And that's not all. The trustees have also accused Henyard of trying to consolidate power by appointing a new village manager and attorney, once again without their approval. It's as if she's treating the town like her personal fiefdom, and the board isn't having it. But in true Tiffany fashion, she isn't backing down. Instead of stepping back and reconsidering her approach after the court issued the restraining order, she doubled down. You'd think she might take a pause, but no. She kept pushing forward, blatantly ignoring the court order. Now, the board's lawyer is asking the court to hold her in contempt, claiming that Ronnie Burse hasn't returned his keys, badge, or uniform to the police department, as the order required. It's like a bad soap opera, but with very real consequences.
Landlord showed up here to see her tenant in person after she says Henyard has been dodging both her and rent payments for months.
Meanwhile, on the personal front, Henyard is also dealing with serious legal issues. She and her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, are facing eviction from their rented home. Their landlord, Janita Hull, claims they haven't paid rent since August and now owe over $3,000 in back payments. Hull says she's tried everything to get the couple to pay up, but they've been avoiding her at every turn. They've even gone so far as to change the locks and the garage door code to keep her out. Pretty shady behavior. Hull has filed an eviction lawsuit, but serving the papers has been a challenge. According to reports, the sheriff's office has tried multiple times to serve the lawsuit, both at their home and at the Village Hall, but with no success. Now, Hull has hired a process server to track them down. It's a messy situation, and it's just another problem added to Henyard's already overflowing plate.
If a finger to Tiffany or allow me, I'm over it. Now it's time for me.
But here's the kicker. Despite everything, lawsuits, restraining orders, an eviction notice, and even an FBI investigation, Henyard is still running for re-election. Yes, you read that right. Amid all the chaos, she's determined to stay in power. On Facebook, she boldly announced her campaign with the statement, "Attention, attention, attention. I am running for re-election as mayor of Dolton." It's almost as if she's daring people to try and stop her. And stop her, they are trying. Trustee Jason House. one of her most vocal critics, is running against Henyard in the upcoming election. He's part of the Clean House team, a slate of candidates aiming to restore order to the village after what they see as Henyard's chaotic leadership. House has openly accused Henyard of making life difficult for small businesses in Dolton, claiming that under her administration, obtaining a business or liquor license has become a nightmare. According to him, it now requires a lawyer just to navigate the process, something that wasn't an issue before.
You're a clown. We will continue to speak out against wrongdoing.
Why won't you step down?
But Henyard isn't going down without a fight. In recent meetings, she's made it clear that she expects to win in a landslide, even comparing herself to Donald Trump in one of her more tone-deaf moments. "Just like Trump, I'm coming in on a landslide," she proclaimed at a recent board meeting, clearly ignoring the mounting legal challenges against her. Speaking of those legal challenges, let's dive into the FBI investigation. According to multiple reports, Henyard is under federal scrutiny for her spending and use of taxpayer dollars. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, now working as a consultant for the Dolton Village Board, conducted a deep dive into the town's finances, and the findings were alarming. For starters, Dolton's general fund balance plummeted from over $5 million in 2022 to a staggering deficit of more than $3 million by May 2024. That's a massive financial hole for a small town and raises serious questions about Henyard's management of village funds. Lightfoot's report also uncovered that Henyard has been using the village credit card for what appears to be a personal shopping spree. In one instance, a statement showed she spent over $43,000 on Amazon in a single day. Yes, $43,000. What could she possibly be buying with that much money? Your guess is as good as ours.
Special board meeting because business has not gotten done at 2 previous meetings, so that's some progress there, but this meeting was not without its fair share.
But it doesn't stop there. Henyard has also been accused of using taxpayer money to fund lavish parties and events. One block party she organized in collaboration with Thornton Township, where she also serves as supervisor, cost a staggering $85,000. And that's just the beginning. Critics say she's been throwing parties and events left and right, all while the village sinks further into debt. Residents are understandably frustrated. At a recent board meeting, one community member called Henyard the most infamous mayor in America, claiming she's more focused on protecting herself than the village. And honestly, can you blame them for feeling that way? With all the chaos surrounding her administration, it's hard to see how she's prioritizing the town's best interests. It's not just residents who are fed up. Several trustees have openly criticized Henyard for her handling of the town's finances and her constant power grabs. Things got so bad that a judge recently stepped in, blocking some of her staffing decisions, ruling that they violated both the Illinois Municipal Code and the Dolton Village Code. The judge's ruling voided her appointments of a new village attorney, special counsel, and executive assistant, all of whom she tried to bring on board without trustee approval.
But you don't even have a sense to even look in our face. But you rather just steal our money and do what you want to do.
The tension between Henyard and the trustees has been simmering for months, but it recently reached a boiling point. At a board meeting earlier this year, the trustees took legal action against Henyard, accusing her of forging checks and withholding financial records. The lawsuit was an attempt to hold her accountable for her spending. However, instead of addressing the allegations, Henyard lashed out at the trustees, accusing them of being haters and suggesting that their actions were driven by the fact that she's a black woman in power. "You all should be ashamed of yourselves because you all are black, she said, and you all are sitting up here beating and attacking a black woman that's in power." But Henyard's critics aren't convinced by her defense. Trustee Kiana Belcher, who once supported Henyard but has since distanced herself, says the mayor's behavior has become intolerable. "The community does not want to continue under her leadership," Belcher remarked. "I'm not shocked because I know her, definitely not shocked." Belcher also highlighted Henyard's reckless spending, claiming millions of dollars have been squandered on overtime pay for police officers who are essentially acting as her personal security detail.
Tiffany Henyard's landlord, and she says she came to this Thornton Township meeting Tuesday night hoping to get paid what she says she...
And that leads us to one of the most bizarre elements of this entire saga, Henyard's use of the Dolton Police Department. Multiple reports suggest she's been utilizing police officers not only as bodyguards but also as backup dancers in her music videos. Yes, you read that correctly. There are actual videos of Henyard dancing with officers at town events, which has left many people raising eyebrows. Critics argue this is yet another instance of her exploiting public resources for personal gain, and they are calling for it to end. One fan even commented, "This girl has been yoking these people's chain for 2 years. They cannot get a muzzle on her." Another added, "No way she has the ability or know how to do these things on her own. Find the PL helping her name them publicly and put an end to this little town's suffering." It's clear that people are frustrated and demanding answers, but Henyard seems content to keep stringing them along. Many see this as nothing more than a power and money grab. The big question is, will she survive this? Or is this the beginning of the end for Dolton's super mayor? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Henyard is finished, or does she still have a few tricks up her sleeve?